this is the person that you're subscribed to. Please don't unsubscribe. I feel like my makeup is something that I'm kind of notorious for. I don't know, like multiple people have asked for a makeup tutorial, and I have given them a makeup tutorial, but it's really bad. And I kind of want to redo. So today, we're gonna be learning how to turn whatever this is into this. You can be cool like me. I'm so cool, guys. No one thinks
Hey, editing Miri here. I am so awkward in front of the camera, so I'm gonna be taking over now. Before you do all that, please do your base makeup and also wear contact lenses because it will look stupid. Here's the contact lenses I use, and I guess I really like this tone-up cream, so here's the tone-up cream I use. I'm not very good at explaining, so I will be putting images on screen. If you're ever confused, just look at the video. The first thing I do is grab some black eyeliner. I begin from the corner of my eye and drag it down. If I'm not wrong, this is called puppy liner. I usually just do a simple line with a bit of a wing sometimes. It really depends on my mood. Also, it's kind of hard to get them to look exactly the same at first. What I used to do was put these two dots in the corner of my eye. That would be where your eyeliner ended, and I would just use them as a guideline so they're slightly even. Now it's time for the bottom liner. I use the color brown, and I simply just draw a droop connecting my top eyeliner to the bottom of my eye. I like to make the droop really big because I want my eye to be super big. Of course, you can use other colors besides brown. I've done it with red and black. Also, I've seen idols use literal eyeshadow for this. If you haven't noticed, I don't actually have natural tear bags. So I'm gonna be drawing it with my eyeshadow. If you see any of my eye makeup looks, you can tell that I like drawing this line for my tear bag. I'm doing it with this dark purple maroonish eyeshadow. But Miri, won't that be messy? I want it to be clean. Well, there's a way, but it kind of ruins your palette. So what I do is I grab my brush. I usually use this really square small brush. And then I wet it with setting spray before dabbing on my palette. It's just like using watercolors but with your makeup. And then after that, all you need to do is just drag the brush to make a line under your eye. Also, if you're wondering, it does stay on for a long time. It doesn't really smudge off. I don't find myself retouching that line specifically. I usually just retouch the highlight parts. But this is the method I've been doing for forever now, and I can confirm that that thing will not move unless you rub it too hard. Once I'm done with that, I use the same shade, dry this time, and I just use it on the ends. Afterwards, I take a middle shade and a lighter shade, and I use that to make some sort of gradient. I use a smaller, rounder brush for the highlight part. And also, sometimes I like to add shimmer. All I need to do is fill in my droop with the darkest eyeshadow I have, and now we can move on to our eyelids. Unfortunately, I do not care about my eyelids. I literally use the same technique as my Namida Bukuro, but it's just more blendy, I guess. I do draw on a fake eyelid because my eyes are so big by the end of this that I need a brand new eyelid. Since this is a tutorial, here's a picture because I'm bad at explaining. Wow. I love doing my bottom lashes. I know it seems scary, and I mean it was. I used to hate drawing my lashes. I used the waterproof fine eyeliner pencil from GOGOTALES. It's much smaller and slightly angled, so it's much easier to draw with. Other than that, don't just draw it straight down, okay? Draw it slightly angled. Imagine what it would look like if your eyes were actually that big and if you actually had those type of lashes. It wouldn't just be straight down on your face, if you know what I mean. There are two sides. People who hate my nose contour and people who fuck with it. Take the darkest shade of your contour and draw a straight line with a fanned out brush. Before switching to a more precise brush and drawing more lines because you need it to be as straight as possible. Just draw it straight down. You can just leave it like that and add highlights if you want. But no, I bust out the dark brown eyeshadow. Add some to the tip of your nose and to like the inner corners of your eyes, but it's like the nose bridge part instead of the actual inner corners. Don't forget, under your nose, under your lips, on your chin, basically everywhere. Dude, I use so much highlighter, but I use the smallest brush. Either that or my fingers, but I use the smallest brush to put it on the tip of my nose and on my nose bridge. Basically, I like to make my nose as unrealistically weird looking as possible. Also, of course, the inner corner of my eyes. I love adding it there. I saw a tutorial online and they put it under eye. Look at the screen, please. And I just do that too. I don't know if it makes a difference or. I also put it like underneath my nose, if you know what I mean. You know the sides of your nose? It's just like the sides of your nose. I don't know how to explain. I have images. There's images on screen. Just watch the tutorial. Just watch the video and you're gonna understand. We're almost done. I just need to put on some blush and I use this pink one by Flower Nose. I learned where to place my blush because of filter app presets. We can't forget about lashes because if not, it's gonna look weird. But I like using strip lashes instead of those evil cluster lashes. I recommend you to trim your lashes a bit because sometimes they're just way too big. You might have noticed as well. Why the fuck are your eyebrows like that, Miri? Well, I'm bad at trimming my eyebrows, okay? That's why I have bangs, to hide my failures. But I use some brown mascara in a light brown shade, and then I literally use eyeshadow to make myself look miserable. I don't know, my eyebrows are usually covered by my bangs. Okay, since my eye makeup and my nose contour are pretty heavy, I tend to not do a really bold lip. I think there's a term for this, but I forgot. I like using pink. The one I'm using right now is this cool tone muted pink. And honestly, I don't know because I don't do much with my lips. After your setting spray, we're finally done! You can style your hair and wear your pretty clothes now. Also, I didn't title this as a JIRAI makeup tutorial, but I'm pretty sure it is because when I post videos on TikTok and put hashtag JIRAI, no JIRAI maxers come for me, so I must be doing something right. You know, this was my first eye makeup look. So if you ever find yourself following a tutorial and it looking like shit, it's totally not my fault. If I'm gonna be for real, practice really pays off. And you might want to do some research on what suits your face shape because we're all built different. That's all for me today. See you next time. This tutorial is so bad.